Jim, considering football is a contact sport, always going to have a few injuries, a few people sick. I think it's gone extremely well. We've made a lot of improvement.
Well, we're taking a look at some of the workouts that you've had, and has the team remained pretty healthy, and has it kind of lived up to what you thought it would be?
We've had a few of our key players miss a little bit of the work, but we anticipate everyone being ready by game time, and as you can see, we've had some real spirited scrimmages.
Well, your offense was nothing short of explosive in the spring game, 66 points. Has it looked that good in fall practice?
Well, it has, Jim, but we're playing against our scout team. If they'd let us put our scout team on the field, maybe we'd have good results. But we're very encouraged. The youngsters have a great attitude, good work ethics. It's been extremely hot. We should be in excellent condition from a physical standpoint.
A word about the defense.
Defense is coming on, Jim. You're going to have a program to recognize the names, but we've recruited well, we've got good talent, we've got good coaches, and I think we'll be ready.
Well, we know this, Hayden, just based on the first week, the Big Ten is going to be tough this year, right?
Well, you know, Jim, it's like last year. We lost those 5 quarterbacks. Otherwise, I think we would have had an outstanding season. And Northwestern was healthy against Notre Dame. Look what happened.
Oh, man. What a game that was. Michigan dominating Illinois, Ohio State looking good. Looks like a tough, tough league this year, and you're going to be right up among them.
I think year in and year out, the Big Ten has been the toughest in the country, if not next to the toughest. And this year possibly could be the toughest of all. We have a young football team, but we're going to be in the hunt.
Well, they certainly will be, and we're going to find out about these players that are going to lead that hunt, both offensively and defensively. Got a couple of my cohorts out there led by Tom Cornelis, going to take care of the offense, and going to be telling you all about Sedrick Shaw and Tavian Banks and all this great offense that Hayden Fry has coming back. Explosive is the word for it. That's the word that Ed Podolak and I kept using all last fall, particularly in the last 2 games of the season, 98 points and 66 points in the spring game. We'll be back on our special look at Iowa football for 95 right after this.
'95's been a great year for your Chevy dealers. Just look at the awards. But we've still got some great cars and trucks left, and they've all got to go. Like the all-new Chevy Cavalier for $10,545. You can drive 100,000 miles before the first scheduled tune-up and get dual airbags and anti-lock brakes standard. Don't miss the great year-end clearance at your Heartland of America Chevy dealers now.
The 95 racing season is hotter than ever, and Napa's leading the way with the Road to the Championship sale. For a limited time, pick up great-looking Napa racing caps for just $3.99. Valvoline all-climate motor oil, only 89 cents. And a 500-watt halogen work lamp is yours for a low $14.99. Napa's Road to the Championship sale, where everyone's a winner.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
Your local Ford dealer's out to sell 5,000 cars and trucks in 5 days during our Labor Day sales event. How? With big cash incentives. $2,000 cash back on Ford Taurus. $1,000 cash back on Windstar and Aerostar. Low factory financing. 3.9% financing on Ford Ranger. Sensational red carpet leases. $1,000 cash back when you lease a new Ford Contour. 5,000 cars and trucks. 5,000 great deals. But hurry, this event ends Tuesday. See your local Ford dealer today.
No interest for 12 months. Buy now at Oak Express and pay no interest for a full year. No interest for a year on dining rooms, bedroom furniture, home office, entertainment centers, chairs, bar stools, and more. Oak Express sells top quality oak furniture at near wholesale prices. All merchandise is unboxed for your inspection, so bring your pickup and take it home today. But hurry, this 12-month interest-free offer is for a limited time. Only at Oak Express, across from the Lindale Mall in Cedar Rapids, next to Big Sur Waterbeds.
We're back, the Iowa Marching Band. Don't you just love those people up there coming out on a beautiful night like that?
They have more fun than any group on the campus, and we greatly appreciate them.
And they'll be doing a lot of push-ups with all those touchdowns you scored this fall. Hayden, we're going to switch over and take a look at some of the explosiveness of this Iowa offense and the reason for it. But let's just ask you briefly. You've had some great running backs, Ronnie Harmon and and of course Nick Bell and Tony Stewart. How do these new young guys coming up here, like Tavian Banks and Sedrick Shaw, compare with that group, would you say?
Jim, in regards to natural ability, they're probably as good as anyone we've ever had. Maybe not as much experience, particularly for Tavian, because he didn't get to play his first year. But Tavian and Sedrick Shaw together present two very, very difficult people to defend against.
And they're in behind a great offensive line headed by Casey Weigmann, right?
That's exactly right. Purdy, Weigmann, Verba, Slusker. We've got some great people up front.
And here's my buddy Tom Cornelis to tell us all about these people.
Thank you, Jim Hayden, and it's a pleasure to be back with you on this preview show. Now, one of the reasons Hawkeye hopes are so high for this coming season, of course, centers on the offense and a very talented running back tandem of Sedrick Shaw and Tavian Banks. Here's what I like to call the tale of two tailbacks.
Sedrick Shaw came two-stepping out of Texas with plenty of potential. Tavian Banks came to Iowa as a highly heralded homegrown talent. Shaw has already paid huge dividends, setting Iowa rushing records for a freshman with 561 yards in '93, and then shattering the sophomore standard last season with 1,002 yards, only the second soph in Hawkeye history to top the 1,000-yard plateau. Now the 6'1", 195-pound junior from Austin has a shot to become Iowa's all-time rushing leader. But Shaw has put personal goals on the back burner.
But the main thing is winning and to be a part of this team, and those are the things I'm going to concentrate on the most. On the offense, it's going to be where the ball is real spread out, and a lot of guys are going to touch it. You know, it's going to work to our benefit, hopefully, and, you know, we're going to try to do the best that we possibly can.
While Shaw is yet another in Hayden Fry's Texas connection, Tavian Banks is quite another story. After leading Bettendorf to 3 straight Iowa high school titles, Banks became the most highly sought in-state recruit since Roger Craig. His official decision to play at Iowa was statewide news. But after 2 years of physical and academic setbacks, Banks began to show flashes of promise last season with a team-leading 7 yards per carry. Banks, now a seasoned sophomore, feels the time he's been waiting for is at hand.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this season. We got a lot of good guys that are coming back, and we're really looking strong.
Yeah, and of course, you got a great taste of it last year, and then with you and Shaw, that's quite a little 1-2 punch, huh?
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun this season.
The last time we had a combination 1-2 punch was Tony Stewart and Nick Bell. And but they're completely different type of players than the two we have now with Tavian Banks and Sedrick Shaw. These guys aren't the great big power guys, etc. These guys are faster and more elusive, but they are not quite as strong as far as power runners.
Yeah, but give them a little opening in their history, right?
Oh, they're gone, and the offensive line knows that.
Well, that they do. With them, we have one of the guys on the offensive line, Casey Weigmann, of course, Sedrick Shaw and Tavian Banks to my immediate left. And gentlemen, good to see you. And you guys were watching those highlights as much as anyone. You want to make some more this year. Tavian, let's start with you. How's fall camp going and everything?
Oh, it's going pretty good, and we look pretty good on offense, and our defense come along real strong too.
All right, you've had, got a good season under your belt this year. So how do you feel coming into the coming campaign?
I feel a lot stronger. I know a lot more about the offense this year.
Being healthy is a key.
Oh yeah. We got a lot of healthy guys this year too.
That's all right. Sedrick, you had a great season last year, and of course, you're kind of a marked man now around the Big Ten. Everybody knows you. How's it feel coming in with a little reputation?
Not too good, actually. I'm just ready to go out here and do the best I can to help the team to win, really.
How about the offense as a whole now? Do you feel, you guys have been around, got a year or two under your belt. How do you feel going into the season?
Well, to tell the truth, I've been here, this is going on my 4th year. I've had time to spend with the guys. I think we've grown together as a unit, and I think the more and more we get to play together, we'll do just fine.
All right, Casey, you get the job of, if these guys look good, that means you're doing your job, you and the rest of the guys in the offensive line. How do you like blocking for these guys?
Oh, we enjoy it a lot. I mean, you don't have to hold your blocks as long, and they hit the hole as hard as they can, and we just... I mean, they give us all the credit, but we know they do the job.
All right, yeah. These guys say, what, just give me a half a second, they're gone, or do they say maybe hold that a little longer next time?
We kind of like to hold them long. It makes us look a little bit better, but we don't have to hold them as long with these guys.
How about being a senior captain now this year, coming into the season? Do you feel a little more responsibility on your shoulders?
Oh, no, I told the teammates and stuff that I'm going to be the same person. We're just going to come out and work as a team and do our job, I guess.
All right, guys. Well, best of luck this year. Number one, stay healthy, and it should be a great year for you. All right, there's one guy who enjoys his job probably more than anyone. That's the running backs coach, Larry Holton, who gets to coach these guys and puts them through their paces. So let's meet Larry Holton up close and personal.
Recruited by Iowa while a senior in high school, Larry Holton never got his chance to become a Hawkeye. His parents made that decision for him.
He was born and raised in Iowa, you know, the southeast part, a little further down from here, Keokuk, Iowa. And went to high school, graduated down there in 1965. And then matriculated to Iowa State University. And at the time, was being recruited by Iowa and really wanted to come here. Jerry Burns was the head coach. And parents just thought it was a little bit better at Iowa State. So I ended up at Iowa State.
There would be several more stops for Holton when his playing days ended at Iowa State. He joined his former head coach, Gary Stapleton, as a freshman coach at Florida State, spent time on Jimmy Johnson's staff at Oklahoma State, traveled to West Virginia, Northwestern, even won a national championship with Johnny Majors, a team that featured Heisman Trophy winner and NFL great Tony Dorsett, but something was still missing.
Probably the first true time that I thought about, you know, getting back to Iowa City was when we played them at the University of Illinois. And that was probably 12 years ago. But just for the first time seeing, you know, this was in Champaign, seeing the crowd that the Iowa City had, you know, the support, the backing, knowing that you're from that state, and that's more or less where your true ties were. I think that's probably the first time, you know, really that I started longing, thinking that this would be a really good opportunity for me.
Holton's decision to return to Iowa 30 years after graduating high school has brought the Hawkeyes running game a new perspective. One shaped not only by his vast experience, having learned from and coached the best, but from his sincere interest in the development of student athletes on and off the field as well.
They got to go to class, they got to work on getting a degree in an area that I hope, you know, that's going to be helpful for them. At the same time, they have to accept that fact that they may not be the top guy here now, but in a 4-year period of time, their contribution, you know, is very important.
And here is Larry Holton. And Larry, it's got to be kind of a kick for your first year of the job to have so much talent to work with, huh?
Well, it's certainly nice, you know, to start your first season out, to have quality ball players and as underclassmen. So, yeah, yes, it does, you know, and seeing in the past they've been all productive and very coachable players. So I feel good about my position.
Of course, everyone kind of knows about Banks and Shaw, but you got some other guys that can lug the leather too there, huh?
Well, I like to think so. Have two outstanding fullbacks, Rodney Filer, who's done a super job of picking up the offense from spring practice on, and his backup, redshirt freshman, is Mike Berger. Two solid, big, physical kids that I think will see a lot of playing time, you know, by both kids this year, and they add quality depth.
Of course, we know how important the fullback is in Iowa, but there's talk about maybe having, you know, both running backs in at the same time. You've got a lot of versatility there, don't you?
Well, it's nice to have that, you know, aspect of two backs in the backfield at the same time. I think it gives your defense a little more problems trying to key on certain players. It allows us to be a little more flexible, too, you know, with our backs. We can spell fullbacks, get two quick backs in the ball game. So I like to think about those possibilities.
Larry, best of luck. Good to have you back at Iowa, and good luck this season.
Thank you very much, Tom. Good to be back here.
All right, Larry Holton, the running backs coach. We'll have more in the Iowa offense, of course, plenty more to come. All that coming up after this timeout.
Now is the time, and this is the place, Anamosa Furniture Mart. Stop in now and see one of the largest showrooms of quality furniture in the state of Iowa. You'll be amazed at the sensational buys on just about everything for your home.
We're exploding with bargains.
They're wall-to-wall with name brand furniture at prices you won't find anywhere else. The lowest prices in Iowa. Free delivery, huge selection.
Plus specials throughout the store.
Get it all at Anamosa Furniture Mart. Weekdays 10 till 8:30, Saturdays 9 till 4, Sundays noon till 4.
Educators come in all shapes and sizes, and they don't all stand at the front of a classroom. Here at KGAN, News Channel 2, we want to honor those individuals who have a profound impact on our students through non-traditional means. Youth group leaders, administrators, classroom volunteers. These people give our children a sense of their own worth and potential. If you know someone who goes above and beyond, write to us. The examples set by these leaders help our children go above and beyond.
Okay, on the can of Old Style, there's a story that involves a little frog. And for years, people have played Find the Frog. So before you take a sip, you have to find the frog.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Begin.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Really?
Nice work. There's a Little Viking on here, too.
Yeah, I saw it with the helmet. It's back here.
At Berthel Fisher & Company, helping companies and individuals achieve their financial goals is our mission. We offer the personal investor a new look at opportunities through our financial services division. We can help your company's growth with our investment banking division. And we offer equipment leasing investments through our leasing services division. Join Berthel Fisher & Company's world of opportunities for a new and refreshing look at investments.
Call Berthel Fisher & Company at 1-800-356-5234.
Welcome back to our Hawkeye football preview special. With me now is Don Patterson, the offensive coordinator, and of course, Don, an 8-year staffer here. You've had tight ends, quarterbacks, receivers. Now the whole package you get to do here. Got to be kind of fun.
It is a lot of fun, Tom. I think we're really blessed. We have a lot of players that have played a lot of winning football here already, and thankfully we got most of them back.
As a coordinator now, can you briefly outline your duties? Do you take each segment each day, or kind of got to, go around the practice field like Hayden does and do a little this, do a little that here?
No, I'm afraid I spend all my time on the offensive end. We're lucky we have a very fine offensive staff. I have a lot of good help out of those guys, and without their help we wouldn't accomplish nearly what we do.
Of course, a lot of people talking about the offense. It's got to make you feel good, but then again, there's probably a little pressure. You guys got to deliver, too.
There's a little pressure involved. We averaged over 400 yards a game last year, and we certainly plan on improving on that this year. But we are loaded in a lot of areas, and even the areas where we lost players, we think we have very, very outstanding replacements.
Of course, you got, some proven quarterbacks. You've got some quality receivers, the tight ends, the running backs. As I say, it's got to be the whole package.
That's true, and it starts up front. If we don't have good protection, we don't have good run blocking, then we're not going to move the ball well. And we do have outstanding offensive linemen, and they're very well coached also.
All right, Don, best of luck to you this year.
Thank you, Tom.
All right, we talked about the offense. Let's look a little more about this offensive package the Hawkeyes will throw at opponents this fall.
If Hayden Fry saw one of his quarterbacks carried off the field last season, he saw all 5 leave the Big Ten battlefields battered and bruised. But in between stints on the injured list, Matt Sherman and Ryan Driscoll gained valuable experience. Driscoll shouldered the load the first 6 games before going down. Sherman took control of the last 2, both big wins. And his play in the spring game has kept Sherman in the starter slot. But having a pair of proven signal callers is a huge plus.
Oh yeah, you need 2 or 3 guys at each position. And I feel very fortunate that Ryan and I are both quality quarterbacks. We need 2 quality quarterbacks to win at the Big Ten level, because you're right, last year was a perfect example. 1 tackle, and you could be done the rest of the season or step in a hole like I did, So we have some awfully good depth, and I think that's only going to help us.
I got to be ready if I'm second string going in. I just got to be ready and help Matt out any way I can. I'm a year older and had more game experience than he has, and just got to help him any way I can if I'm not going to be starting. But I also have to prepare like I'm starting, because one play, as I know, you can be in there. So
that's right.
I'll be ready.
The Hawkeyes' explosive ground game should greatly enhance Coach Fry's passing fancy. And that's just fine with the guys on the receiving end.
This is my senior year, my last go-round of being here at Iowa, and just really excited about it. I think the whole slogan with the Think Big and the new complex, and everybody's really excited about this season and our offense, and just really excited to get it underway.
Got two great quarterbacks on the top right now. We've got a third-string quarterback who's good, too. So we're just looking good to getting out here practicing, seeing what we can do, putting everything together, defense and offense together, and making it work for the 95 season.
The Whiteouts are bolstered by Scott Slutzker's return at tight end with all Big Ten credentials and a clutch-catch reputation. But it's a seasoned offensive line that will keep this balanced attack on an even keel.
As an offensive line, we feel like we're the most important part of the offense, and if we do our job, then other guys will just carry on to what we're doing, and then hopefully our offense will just explode from there.
Explode is the key word. With me now, Matt Purdy and Matt Sherman and Ryan Driscoll. Some of the Iowa offenders we're going to be hearing from. Matt, as a captain, too, how's it look coming into the season?
I think we have a bright future in front of us. It's real important for us to come into the year with a middle-of-the-season attitude. We don't have time to, to gel as a unit. We have to, jump in as if it was last year.
Of course, we heard Casey mention about how fun it is to block for some of these running backs. But you got some quarterbacks who know what they're doing. You got some talented receivers, so it's got to be enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm real excited about the 2 guys. Especially our quarterbacks. We have 2 great quarterbacks, and these guys are going to stand back there and deliver the ball real well.
All right, let's talk to the quarterbacks. Matt Sherman with us first of all. Matt, tail end of last year was a great upswing. You've carried that momentum into the season. So how do you feel and how's it look?
I'm ready to go. We had a great fall camp.
everyone's healthy. We had a great summer. I'm just real excited to get going on Saturday.
And, you know, what's it like to have all those weapons at your disposal here?
Yeah, it's a dream come true for me. I mean, so many things we can do. We just have to figure out when we can use them.
All right, Ryan, we didn't mean to show you being carried off the field there last year, but of course that was all part of the injury thing. Let's keep everybody healthy. And how's your fall camp been?
It's been great. I've played really well and happy with my performance, and I'm just got to be ready.
And as we could tell in the interviews, good friendly rivalry, good competition, and you both know that you know, over the course of a long Big Ten season, you're both going to be needed, right? Right, Ryan?
That's right.
All right. Well, guys, go get them. Stay healthy, as we always say, and have a great season. It should be.
Thanks.
All right, let's throw it back to Coach Fry and Jim Zabel with more of Hawkeye Preview. Gentlemen?
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, nobody's happier to have two healthy, stalwart quarterbacks available than you are.
You know, Jim, just thinking back when we really had the great ball clubs at Iowa, we've always had two tremendous quarterbacks at the same time. You go all the way back to Bohannon and Pete Gales,
right,
and then move on through Chuck Long and Velocic and Hartlib and Matt Rogers, on and on.
Tommy Grogan figured in there, too.
Tommy Grogan, he was our swing guy, but you know, we have been blessed with outstanding quarterbacks.
One thing to add too, since we're talking offense, let's talk a little bit about Tim Dwight and how he's going to figure in, because people say, where's he going to play this year and what's he going to do?
Well, Tim, he's going to be a wide receiver, but you won't know that because he will be in the backfield, he'll be in motion, he'll be in just about every position except quarterback, and so will Willie Guy. We're going to really try to utilize their God-given ability, and as you know, both those youngsters are blessed, and Tim Dwight, pound for pound, is probably as fine a competitor as we've ever recruited.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing all these guys. That's the offense, and there have been some question marks on defense. And Hayden and I'll be back, along with everybody else, to talk a little bit about the defense. Stay tuned.
Every store has specials, but at Econo Foods, it's the tape total that counts. How much can you save?
Well, I was checking out, and Meg from Econo Foods came up and asked me if I wanted to compare my prices here and at another grocery store, and I, of course, said yes, and what I did is I saved $5.64 here at Econo Foods.
Shop Econo Foods, because it's the tape total that counts. Okay, so if you save that every week.
Well, if I save that every 2 weeks, that's a full tank of gas in my car.
Well, I had never sailed before in my life, and suddenly I was going to cross the North Atlantic from mid-May to mid-June, 3,000 miles in a two-masted square rigger. There were times up in the rigging, you know, where there were force 8 winds, and I think with the wind chill, it was down near 0. The last thing in the world you wanted to be that night was wet or cold, because what you had to be was alert. The people at Active Endeavors said they knew what I would need to keep dry and to keep warm. It was wet and it was cold. I was neither. Thank God for Active Endeavors.
The Good Life.
For 100 years, the Good Life has meant low prices every day.
The Good Life.
Now the Good Life means fun, food, friends, and fine quality furniture.
The Good Life.
What will the Good Life mean in the next 100 years? Who's to know?
Goods Furniture in Kewanee, Illinois. The Good Life. Alignment problems? The boss will steer you straight.
We'll do it right. At the right price, and that's a promise.
Wholesale Tire, the boss in tires and service, Cedar Rapids.
I'm George Hamilton. I have a new talk show with my ex-wife, Alana Stewart.
Thought you could get rid of me, didn't you?
The George and Alana Show, this fall on KGAN.
Doug Schoen is smashing things, including prices. Stop in for an outstanding deal on a Chevy Pontiac or Geo. Schoen's, junction of 151 and 1, south of Anamosa.
Defense means stopping people, and Coach Fry, you and Bill Brazier, your trusty assistant, have put together some of the all-time great Big Ten defenses through the years here at University of Iowa. I know you're worried with the young team about your defense this year. How they looked in fall practice?
Jim, we've made exceptional progress, and we do have an extremely young football team. We've even got a couple of freshmen that are starting on defense, but they're quality football players, and we have just enough veterans and experience to give us the right chemistry, I think, along with the two new coaches, John Austin and Chuck Long. to create a lot of excitement on defense.
I thought it was a great addition to get young Chuck Long back here in Iowa City, where he belongs.
Well, he's like one of my sons, and I include all of the people that ever played for me and been successful. I kind of braggadocious in regards to Chuck, runner-up to the Heisman Trophy, Bo Jackson, and still got a lot of records in the Big Ten, but Chuck is an exceptional young man, very bright, very intelligent. He's adapted very well to secondary, and John Austin's doing a great job on defense.
Well, Chuck piled up a lot of the yardage right where I'm sitting right now, right on this very Kinnick Stadium turf, and right now Keith Blyer is over there to tell us all about it. Keith?
All right, thanks very much, Jim. By the way, Zabel has a great Hawkeye tie on tonight. I'm going to have to run down to the mall and get one myself. Actually, this is the identical tie. Jim and I, with the same wardrobe tonight. Apparently, Tom Cornelis did not get the memo, but so it goes. Yes, Chuck Long is here, a new coach for the Hawkeyes, and we're getting excited about the season. Seems a shame we have to wait until September 9th. I've counted. We've got 10 players here. Just suit them up, find another team, and we could play tonight, but I guess we'll have to wait until next Saturday when they play Northern Iowa. You've met Larry Holton, the first-year coach of the Hawkeyes. Now it's time to meet that guy. Yeah, his name is a bit familiar, Chuck Long.
Here it is, the Hawkeyes trying to get into the end zone late in the first half. Long with time, down the sideline to Harmon.
10,461 yards, 74 touchdowns, and 35 victories. No doubt about it, Chuck Long is one of the top offensive players in Hawkeye history. So what's he doing coaching the defense?
He knows what quarterbacks hate about DBs, so I think it'll be real fun. You know, he's teaching us different things that we can do to get on quarterbacks' nerves.
I'm very happy to be on the defensive side of the ball, and I'm looking forward to the defensive side of the ball.
After 9 seasons in the NFL and another set of impressive stats, 3,700 yards and 19 touchdowns, Long put an end to his playing days this year and joined the Iowa coaching staff. He's in charge of the Hawkeye defensive backs, and he certainly knows how to motivate.
He comes back, take off publicity.
Well, from what I understood, you guys had no publicity before. Is that right? Is that right?
I guess.
I saw that highlight film.
He's like one of my sons, and you're all familiar with the great success he had here as a quarterback, and unfortunately some of the people in pro ball weren't as intelligent as we were and didn't know how to utilize him.
The 1995 Iowa football team can benefit merely from Long's presence on the sidelines. The man knows how to win games. But don't forget, Chuck, you're the new guy on the coaching staff, and that can be hazardous.
I still have a lot of learning to do as a coach. There's no question about that. I'm still a rookie coach. I'm waiting for the big practical joke from the staff.
So here he is, and he can answer the question, have you been victim to a practical joke yet, rookie?
Not yet, and the coaching staff has up to a year. So I'm looking forward to that big practical joke, and they haven't done it to me yet.
They're going to keep you waiting, keep you nervous for the entire season, I think. So how has this player-turned-coach thing gone for you so far?
It's gone really well. There's a great staff here, and they've accepted me very well, and I feel very comfortable so far, and I'm undefeated so far as an assistant coach.
That's right. 0-0, though, Chuck. I'm going to have to remind you of that. Now, I know, of course, defensive backs are your priority. We're going to talk about them and have some defensive backs up here in just a moment. But I got to think that guys like Matt Sherman and Ryan Driscoll have popped their heads into your office a few times already.
Well, you know, if they want to come in and ask me questions about certain things that I learned over the years, that's fine. They've done that, and you know, the more we can do as a staff, the better, and I'm willing to help those guys. I have enough to do on the defensive side of the ball, and I've been busy with that, so it's been a big challenge for me, and it's taken up all my time.
Okay, Chuck, welcome back to Iowa City. We'll keep you here and hear some more from Coach Long in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at those Hawkeye defensive backs by showing you the latest release from United Artists. It's movie time, folks.
Billy Coates. He's a good.
And now here's Pacey rolling out, rolling out, rolling out. He looks, he passes, intercepted. Billy Coates.
I'm gonna say I'd be the good person. This guy here would be the bad person. He like to bump heads. He like to bump. I'm more finesse type of guy.
He runs with it, starts to get down there, and he tackles, and the ball is fumbled out of bounds. Robinson, Damian receiver, Carter got the ball.
I'd say everyone on the defensive backs are pretty much ugly, except myself.
Oh.
You have to be good, you know, in your little techniques, and then you have to be bad, just to get that mean streak in you, and then you have to be ugly just to, you know, stick your nose into the line and into the dirty work.
Academy Award performances by all in that one, I think. Very, very impressive. Chris Jackson joins us now. Damian Robinson, both defensive backs from Texas. Guys, you going to sign a deal to start with Jim Carrey and another flick, or what's going on here?
You know, we just need to get the money, you know, money or deal first, and then after that, you know, we'll get things straight.
There you go. Don't head to Hollywood just yet. We need you here to play some football. You excited about the season, Damian?
Yes, I am. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, you know, we're playing with a great group of guys this year. You know, with our front seven and everybody in the defensive back field, and we're really looking forward to playing this year.
I understand you're making the transition from cornerback to safety. How's that gone for you?
It was a pretty smooth transaction for me because Coach Elliott always taught us to learn all the positions in the back end. So it was a really pretty smooth move for me.
Chris, you got a lot of depth, a lot of speed, a lot of experience at defensive back in the secondary this year. Does that, you guys kind of push each other, I would imagine, huh?
Oh, yes, especially coming from Texas, you know, that having a Texas background, you know, we always, you know, want to be the best, and, you know, living in Texas, you know, you always have someone always pushing you. So, you know, we always try to work hard and try to get on each other's backs because we know where we want to go, you know.
Sure. Chuck, good crew here.
Yeah, I do. It's a good group, and especially with these two guys, it really helped me out this camp, and it's nice to have some leaders, especially one of our captains.
All right, well, none of you guys look ugly to me. I think you're maybe some good and some bad, but nobody ugly up here. Iowa Football 95 Live is going to continue right after this. Defensive coordinator Bill Brazier will join us. Stay tuned.
At News Channel 2, the weather forecast is one of the most important things we do. We work around the clock to keep you safe.
We not only tell you what the weather will be like in your hometown right now, we'll tell you what the weather will be like days from now.
The Storm Track 2 weather team has the best tools and the best people to keep your family safe.
You take the weather seriously. We take forecasting the weather seriously.
The Storm Track 2 weather team is standing guard over Iowa. News Channel 2 works.
Come on, honey. We're already late.
What happens when you don't make a car payment for a year? Or you don't pay the electric bill? Or the water bill? You could be left high and dry, but right now, when you buy a Big Sur waterbed or matching bedroom group, you won't pay any interest for a full year. No interest for 12 months. And with the money you save, you can pay all those other bills. Big Sur waterbeds, America's largest.
The Penobscot River and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. The Penobscot means hard-charging white water, and Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place, an Old Milwaukee beer.
You came down through that trough and we hit the top of the wave, slammed you down.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
It just doesn't get any better than this.
You got that right.
The 95 racing season is hotter than ever, and Napa's leading the way with the Road to the Championship sale. For a limited time, pick up a Napa Pace Car t-shirt for just $6.99. Assorted Armor All car cleaners, your choice, only $2.49. And an Evercraft 59-piece bonus tool set for a low $19.99. Napa's Road to the Championship sale, where everyone's a winner.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
Welcome back live to Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City as Iowa Football 95 Live continues, a preseason show right here from Iowa City. And Bill Brazier now joins us, the defensive coordinator at Iowa. Bill has not only worked with Hayden for the 16 years that he's been at Iowa, you were also with Coach Fry at North Texas State for 6 years. So let's do the math here. 23rd year with Hayden. You guys probably know each other more than you'd like to, I bet.
Well, we're good friends as well as being coaches together, too. And like you said, we've been together a long time, and I think we'll remain good friends as long as we play good defense.
Certainly have more experience on the defensive side of the ball this year, a little more speed, and I guess the key is to keep guys healthy and see what happens, right?
Well, that's right, Keith. You know, last year we went through a series of injuries, but this year I think that we've got a good group of young men. I know they're going to play very hard, and we're anxious to get started with them.
In the linebacking core, of course, you've got Butkus Award candidate Bobby Diaco, but 2 new guys in Vernon Rollins and Tex Montgomery that can lay out some serious hits.
Well, that's right. You know, of course, Bobby played every down for us last year, and he played with a bad shoulder, and he's got a very good shoulder this year, and we think along with a couple of other young men are going to give us a lot more depth than we've had in the past.
Obviously, the 1994 season for the Hawkeye defense, maybe not what Coach Brazier expected, but they certainly are going to turn things around in 1995, despite what some of the critics are saying.
Everybody has an opinion on the Iowa defense, and some Hawkeye fans have been, dare we say, critical. Are the players concerned about this lack of respect?
Getting involved in those different things, you know, I don't really think about it. I really don't let it bother me.
It's not good to read too many clippings and what things other people say, so I don't really pay attention to that too much.
The Hawkeye D will be led this season by co-captain Lloyd Bickham and Butkus Award candidate Bobby Diaco.
A lot of times at a lot of teams and places in the country, you never see anybody get to know each other. You know, we have no color lines here. We have no age lines here. It's something that you can't even really find anywhere else in the country. Well, some places, but this is a really special place.
And a pair of special players will join Diaco at linebacker, senior Marcus Montgomery and freshman phenom Vernon Rollins.
Some of the best linebackers we've ever had. That's what Vernon reminds you of, except he doesn't know his own strength. When he hits somebody, man, it hurts.
I guess a lot of my energies are directed towards showing the fans that were so supportive last year what type of football player I am and what type of person I am.
How good can this team be, Lloyd?
As good as we make it. As good as we make it.
Lloyd has that right, and he joins us now. Lloyd Bickham, a co-captain for the Iowa Hawkeyes, and Bobby Diaco, a linebacker. Bobby, we'll start with you. How's the defensive side of the ball gelling? You guys coming together as a unit?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This preseason has been a really tough one, and everybody's been real receptive to it.
Now, you've been named as one of the top linebackers in the nation, a chance to win the Butkus Award, of course named for Dick Butkus, and that's got to be a real honor for you.
Well, he's always been, you know, my idol, so I'm not thinking about it. I just want to win football games.
And Lloyd Bickham, the nose guard coming back for the Hawkeyes. I know you were injured in that Oregon game last year and missed a bunch of games. Are you healthy now?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I've been working hard. I haven't had any pains or anything that I couldn't overcome at this point, and we're just anxious to get going.
You think the defense will keep opponents out of the end zone this year?
Yeah, we've been working hard. Coach Brazier's been working us real hard down there, and with our preparation and all that stuff, we'll be all right.
You know, last year it took Lloyd Bickham like 3 plays to register a huge sack against Central Michigan. Lloyd, we want you to do that again this year, all right? Take 3 plays, get right back into it. Bill Brazier, you know, the defense is a unit. You got 2 very talented guys sitting right next to you. You got to be excited about the season.
Very, very much so, and these 2 young men right here are going to play a very big part in our defense, and just like they said, we're very anxious to get started. I know we're going to play hard, and we just want to go out there and see what we can do.
Well, I know offenses in the Big Ten are a little bit nervous about the Hawkeye defense in 1995. That's the defensive side of the ball. Back to Hayden Fry and the man with the great tie, Jim Zabel. Jim.
Thank you very much, Keith. Got it right here. Very, very proud of it. Got to declare your loyalties here, and I've had mine for a few years, Hayden. In fact, 1 more year as of today. So I am sitting here thinking about all the great memories I have going way, way back. We're going to talk about that in just a couple of moments, but kicking. What about kicking? We know you guys can hit. How about kicking?
Jim, we have all the kickers back. We have an excellent long snapper and Billy Reardon returning, but Hurley, Romano, and Gallery are all above average and with the potential to become outstanding. So we anticipate all of our specialty teams to be above average.
And you won't have to punt, will you, this year?
Yeah, we're going to have to punt, but sometimes, you know, we want to knock the ball loose, and we'll be closer to the other guy's goal line.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, University of Iowa history, and if anybody knows it, I do, has such a magical touch to it going way back to Niall Kinnick and even earlier than that. We're going to talk about that aspect of Iowa football. Stay tuned.
$1995's been a great year for your Chevy dealers. Just look at the awards. But we've still got some great cars and trucks left, and they've all got to go. Save up to $2,500 on a loaded Chevy full-size. We've got one in stock with the engine and options you need right now. Just don't miss the great year-end clearance at your Heartland of America Chevy dealers now.
Okay, on the can of Old Style, there's a story that involves a little frog. And for years, people have played Find the Frog. So before you take a sip, you have to find the frog.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Begin.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Really?
Nice work. There's a little Viking on here, too.
Yeah, I saw it with the helmet. It's back here.
The pass is complete. No, he's out of bounds.
He was in bounds. Now that catch was good.
After the game.
Sarah, I want to see this.
Don't push her like that.
Will you all get out of here? I just want to see this
Are
game.
you betting again?
Don't bother me. Just get out of here, all of you.
You promised.
I don't want to talk about it.
To a compulsive gambler, it isn't a game. There's more writing on the outcome than you know. To learn more about compulsive gambling and to get help, call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
In education, volunteers can make a difference. Meet one who does, one who goes above and beyond.
Dave Hanneman, principal of Centerpoint Urbana High School, is truly a friend of education. He's genuinely concerned with students and faculty and provides a constant role model for excellence and sincerity in all that he does. An advocate for a curriculum which provides variety and challenges, Mr. Hanneman is one principal who goes above and beyond.
Hey, can I help somebody?
Sponsored in part by Norwest and Rockwell.
Well, I guess, Hayden, I'm the appropriate one to talk about the history of Iowa football. I've been a part of it here now for 48 years, and each year, to me, is a new thrill, and you certainly are a large part of making that history. And what does all the dynasties and so forth mean to you here at the University of Iowa?
Well, Jim, Kinnick Stadium is a magical place for the Hawks and the Hawk fans. You know, actually, I would hate to be an opponent coming in here to play because the seats are so close to the sideline, the opposing team's bench, and the crowd is so enthusiastic and our band is so great. And just to come out of that tunnel as a player, I'm sure that's something that the Hawkeye players will remember a lifetime.
And Joe Paterno says he hates the pink dressing room.
I don't think
so. Did Bo.
I don't think they really worry that much about it. At least their teams didn't show it.
Well, you're getting a reputation with this stadium that seats over 70,000 now, because I remember when it was under 50,000. And boy, I'll tell you, it's going to be great this fall. And let's take a look at some of the history that goes into the making of football at Kinnick Stadium.
In 1900, Iowa joined the Big Ten and took the conference by surprise, sharing the league title with Minnesota. Head coach Alden Knife, Iowa's first great coach, used secret practices on a 7-man defensive line to outscore opponents 532-17 in 3 years. Under Jess Hawley, Iowa's 1913 squad boasted the highest scoring offense in the nation, scoring 310 points in just 7 games. But the next great era belonged to Howard Jones, who compiled a 42-17-1 career record at Iowa. In 1921, quarterback Aubrey Devine led Jones' Devine team to a perfect 7-0 record. Against Minnesota, a Hawkeye legend was born. Devine scored 4 touchdowns, passed for 2 more, drop-kicked 5 PATs, passed for 122 yards, carried the ball 34 times, and returned 7 punts and kickoffs in thrashing arch-rival Minnesota 41-7. A week later, he did it again against Indiana. Also on that team was Fred Duke Slater, one of the first black All-Americans from the Big Ten. Duke was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1951. 15 dark years followed Jones's resignation in 1924. But Dr. Eddie Anderson returned the university to prominence in 1939 and the early 40s. The Ironmen, led by Niall Kinnick and motivated by fear of their tough coach, captured the hearts of Iowans everywhere. And in 1939, Kinnick also captured the Heisman. In the early 40s, the Hawks shared university facilities with the Seahawks, Iowa's pre-flight school. Herky was born with a stroke of cartoonist Dick Spencer's pen in 1948. And in 1952, a man named Forrest Evashevsky arrived on the scene, and using imagination, deception, and the wing T, he rebuilt the Hawks. Talent like Bobby Jeter, Alex Karras, Randy Duncan, Willie Fleming, Jerry Hilgenberg, Calvin Jones, Kenny Plain, Larry Ferguson, and many more helped Iowa to win 2 Rose Bowls and 3 Big Ten championships under Evie. Then, in 1970, Bump Elliott took over as athletic director. And in 1979, Hayden Fry was hired. In only his 3rd season at Iowa, Hayden was taking the Hawkeyes back to Pasadena, their first trip since 1959. 1981 marked the beginning of a great decade. Between 81 and 91, Fry took his team to 10 bowl games, including 3 Rose Bowls. With Coach Fry at the helm and a team bursting with young talent, 1995 could be the beginning of another great era in Iowa football.
Man, that sends chills down my spine and up my spine, Hayden, looking at all those great teams of the past. I don't think that Howard Jones or even Forrest Evashevsky, great as they were, could envision the kind of facilities that you have brought into place here at the University of Iowa right now.
Jim, it's taken a lot of hard work and by a lot of wonderful people, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the donors that helped us with the what we call the Hawkeye Horizon campaign. We have as fine an athletic complex for football as any professional or college team in America.
Well, you said it's not Iowa class, it's not national class, it's world class.
It is. It's world class. It has everything, and Jim, it's already helped us recruit, and it'll really help us in the future.
Well, that's just a late addition brought on by Hayden Fry and the efforts, of course, of millions of dollars pouring in from Iowa fans and Iowa donors from all over. We're going to talk about them a little bit later, but a lot of you haven't had a chance to see this new facility, so let's take a look at it right now.
Hawkeye football coach Hayden Fry calls the new athletic building here at the University of Iowa the great equalizer. Why? Well, when he takes a few recruits through here, their next phrase is, "Coach, where do I sign?" What's inside, you ask? A swimming pool, a weight room, a training room, hot tubs. And that's the end of our tour. Thank you for joining us. Of course, I'm kidding. We're going to show you more, and we're going to start at my feet. Every contributor to the athletic building receives a brick in their honor outside. As you can see, a lot of money from the Krauses. There's Elliot, Carolyn, Nancy, Bo, Ryan, Oliver, Mary, Tanner, Kevin, Amanda, Kyle, W.A., and another Amanda. Native Iowan Richard Jacobson gets a little more than a brick. He donated $1 million to this project, so Richard gets the big sign. You know, the lobby alone is impressive enough. All of Iowa's former football glories are on display. The Holiday Bowl, the Freedom Bowl, and of course, Floyd is in the building. Let's go inside, shall we? Big doors. We're off to see the wizard, I think.
This room is 9,000 square feet, and of floor space, that is, and we have every available training apparatus in here for all the different types of players.
I don't think that there's any facility you can compare it to at this point. I think this is leading the pack.
How much tape do you use on these football players?
We use quite a bit.
How quickly can you tape a sore wrist? My right one's kind of hurting me.
I can do that pretty fast.
This may look like the ultimate video game. It's actually called FastX, and it's a piece of computer equipment used to track athletes' agility and lateral movement, strength as well.
Give it all you got. Make those muscles work. Keep going. Come on, push. Up and back, up and back. Keep going.
And that concludes our tour of the Richard Jacobson Athletic Building here at Iowa. This time, we really are done, but we should show you this. There is a Tom Arnold brick outside. We couldn't find Roseanne's.
Great piece there by Keith Blyer. And I'll tell you, Hayden, when you got a hot tub as big as a swimming pool, that's for me.
We don't want our players in there.
No.
The fans didn't get to see the beautiful locker room, the players' lounge, the equipment room. It's unbelievable.
Well, believe me, they are something to see. And I know, once again, you have a word to the donors, the thousands of people, really, not just one or two.
Well, Jim, it'd be difficult to put into words our happiness and appreciation to people not that didn't really identify with Iowa other than the sports program made contributions. And as I say, we got little grandmas, we got grandpas, we got youngsters, we got all kinds of people made donate. We even had some money donated from Cyclone fans.
Well, that's great. Wonderful.
That's right.
Okay, we do want to thank all of you, and certainly, again, when you get a chance, get down here, take a look at that building. It is absolutely tremendous. And Hayden and I have one more segment to go. You know, they actually do play some people this fall. Man, do they play a schedule. We'll back to talk about this right after that.
Your local Ford dealer is out to sell 5,000 cars and trucks in 5 days during our Labor Day sales event. How? With big cash incentives. $2,000 cash back on Ford Taurus. $1,000 cash back on Windstar and Aerostar. Low factory financing. 3.9% financing on Ford Ranger. Sensational red carpet leases. $1,000 cash back when you lease a new Ford Contour. 5,000 cars and trucks. 5,000 great deals. But hurry, this event ends Tuesday. See your local Ford dealer today.
A special teacher can have a lifelong influence on a child. At KGAN News Channel 2, we like to honor outstanding teachers with our Golden Apple Award. If you know of a teacher who goes above the call of duty in the classroom, nominate them for the Golden Apple Award. Just send a letter about your exceptional teacher to Golden Apple, P.O. Box 3131, Cedar Rapids, Iowa 52406. The best teachers bring out the best in children.
At Berthel Fisher & Company, helping companies and individuals achieve their financial goals is our mission. We offer the personal investor a new look at opportunities through our financial services division. We can help your company's growth with our investment banking division. And we offer equipment leasing investments through our leasing services division. Join Berthel Fisher & Company's world of opportunities for a new and refreshing look at investments.
Call Berthel Fisher & Company at 1-800-356-5234.
You've already shopped here at Econo Foods. We'd like to invite you to go across the street to another leading store, buy all of the same groceries there, bring the tape back and show us how much you've saved at Econo Foods. Might you be interested? Yeah. How did the tape totals compare?
I saved $31.68 on $163 of groceries at Econo Foods.
That's great. Were you surprised?
Yes, I was, very much.
Shop Econo Foods because it's the tape total that counts.
Anything helps nowadays.
They say that for years, but this year, when you get Northwestern going over and beating Notre Dame over there, first time since ever, I guess they've ever beaten them over there since 1914 or something, the way Ohio State looks, the way Michigan looks, the way Penn State, we know how good they'll be. Nothing is easy, including your opening schedule.
Jim, we do have a difficult opening schedule due to the fact that we haven't played, as you know, Northern Iowa since 1914. Completely new preparation for us. Iowa State, with a new coaching staff, we're not for sure if Dan McCarney is going to use more Wisconsin or more Iowa stuff in his offense and defense, but it'll be good, whatever it is. New Mexico State won their first ball game, and that's a new preparation. And then Michigan State, the fourth game, we have a new coaching staff. So it's got us on the edge of our chairs.
Well, then you got a little team by the name of Penn State, another team by the name of Indiana. Then you go to Ohio State, a few things like that.
Yeah, we don't even think that far ahead, Jim. We're going to take them one at a time.
In a word, how good can these Hawkeyes be in 1995?
Jim, as you know, everything revolves around health these days. If we can keep our people healthy, and that's hard to do in a contact sport, we'll be better than advertised. I'll put it that way.
All right, good, Coach. Hayden Fry, expect you to be in this end zone a lot. Expect you to be watching and listening and everything else to Hawkeye Football 95. Thanks for viewing tonight.